There is so much shit coming down right now. Um, my feeling is that the mainstream media is being dismantled, and there's a lot of evidence to show that a lot of people, or most people, in fact, are not trusting what they're being told. So, my question is to the people that I adore, and I've been, either my family or dear friends that I've been friends with for decades. My question to you is, why would you still be trusting those people who are getting paid shitloads and who are censoring the people who are just trying to speak out and bring truth? Why would you believe them? And more importantly, because you know me, and you know that I've always been someone who has not just accepted things at face value. I've always questioned authority, and I've always questioned what I'm being told. And I really see that as a gift. But I think that that's something that all of us need to sort of tune in on, because without those people who are critical thinkers, without those people who question what they're being told, we're fucked as a society. You think about it, the pioneers and the ones who have sacrificed everything to go against the grain are the ones historically that we celebrate. And the reason that we celebrate them is because they have disturbed the official narrative. They have made us stop and think about things. But what I see has happened is that because of social media and because what's basically happened is that the mainstream media outlets are completely owned by the pharmaceuticals, and also the politicians are not really, well, they completely don't represent us as people. They don't care about us. Surely you must understand that. You must see that by now. Surely you must see the corruption within the politicians. It's so obvious everywhere in the world. There are ministers and politicians that have had to resign because of their invested interests and conflict of interests and stuff. Because there's too much corruption. They're not driven to help people. They are driven by money and power and their connections. Sometimes it's bribery, and sometimes it's through threats to expose the stuff they don't want to expose. But surely by now you can see that there's a huge amount of corruption going on within our politicians. And it really baffles me that the people that have known me personally for literally decades would rather throw labels at me which don't at all they don't they just it doesn't make any sense to call me a far right extremist or a white supremacist or a racist or, just, can you just stop doing that? Really? No, just like, I've never been any of those things. But what I have been always is a child who questioned things in Sunday school, a child who questioned things in school. And I did get into trouble. Yeah, I fucking did. I always did. But there's something within me that just will not accept the status quo. So my brothers, my sisters, my dearest friends, just please remember who I am. Never in history did the people who censored and shut down free speech, never in history were those people the good guys. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. And that fact alone should make you question what the fuck is going on here. All the people who are being shut down, those are the people you need to listen to. And I don't really know what else to say, because I've been waiting for nearly 4 years, 3.5 years, okay. Well, longer than that, actually, but let's just talk about the COVID era. For my friends to, my nearest and dearest, to kind of realize what's going on. And the weird thing is, I can see that they're questioning. I can see that they're questioning the corruption, and that I can see that people see the corruption. But I think what's happening is it's too scary to fully realize the impact on their own personal lives and their own personal decisions, to accept that the corruption has come into, is basically infiltrated into every single system, into our society, which it has. And so instead of looking at so they would rather project those labels out to the messengers like me. But I'm okay with that. Like, do you know what? I've really grown a very thick skin in the last 3 years, and I still love you. I adore you, and I know at some point we're going to be coming together and sharing wine and laughing about this in a few years. I'm not sure we will, but anyway, I hope that we will. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like it's easier to project your concerns by putting out labels that aren't true, and deep down it's not true, rather than look at the stuff that you don't want to look at. Because if you start looking at that dark stuff within your own life, it starts to it means that you're going to have to look really deeply at where what you've signed up to. You're going to have to really question what you've signed up to. And it means that you're going to have to admit to yourself that maybe you were tricked. And that's really hard. It's really hard. I know. The thing is, we've all been through it. It's just that some of us came through it earlier. There are amazing yoga people that I absolutely adored and followed, and I've since realized that they were all part of the system. They were all part of the infiltration and the corruption and the agenda that's really trying to take away all freedom, and divide us. And they're part of that. And it's really sad. And I have to tell you now, one name, Amy Ippoliti, she's one of them. And it's just one of them. There's so many more. I've been so devastated by all the people that I looked up to in my life, and one by one, I've realized that they're not the people that I thought they were. So I understand it's hard. So that's why I said on my Facebook the other week, I'm here to hold your hand, because I am. Because I love you. I really love you. And I've been waiting for so long for you to see what I'm seeing. Because actually all we want to do is move forward now. This is fucking mental, isn't it? Anyway, so much love.